All right, now we're going to give it to our NFL expert here on A Pot for the View, John LiPuma. And recently this week, the Saints have had a big blow, not only with their head coach, but other fines with coordinators and such like that. Tell us the details of what happened there in New Orleans.
Well, it's certainly a difficult situation. Sean Payton has been suspended for allowing a bounty on his team over the past few years, and players were being paid extra monetary value for delivering very illegal, dirty hits to other players, and it's really an unprecedented suspension, suspending a coach for a full season. I think Roger Goodell is really trying to send a message. With all the concussions and all the injuries that have gone on with players throughout the years here, I think it's really his goal to make sure that this does not happen again.
Would you say, due to the fact that Roger Goodell in the past couple of years has had a hard time with a lot of issues, not only with steroid issues, but with hard hits to the helmet, concussions? He gave Jerome Harrison all those fines, the extensive amount of fines, up to about $150,000. Would you say that he is on the hot seat now to correct another issue in the NFL that has kind of been a dirty league as of late?
I mean, I certainly think that the concussion issue has been something that he's been working very hard with, and certainly all of the long-standing injuries that players sustain with the concussions and whatnot. I don't think there's been too big of a known history throughout the league of bounties, and I think he wants to make sure that it stays that way, certainly. And, suspending a coach for a full season is probably the best way to do that.
Now, with Sean Payton being gone, obviously it's a big blow to the Saints, but how much does he really mean to that team? Can someone else, like a Bill Parcells, maybe step in and lead that team back to the playoffs? Does it really impact them that much?
Ironically enough, I really think it hurts them more on the offensive end than the defensive end, which is where he's being suspended for. I think him and Sean and Drew Brees really work together, almost as, Payton's almost as a second quarterback on the field, and their strategies together are really, really important. Having said that, I think Bill Parcells is a great coach, and if they got him, I think defensively they might even be better. I mean, I don't think anyone could really think of the Saints as a necessarily fearsome defense over the last few years. They put up some good numbers from time to time.
Other than the Super Bowl year.
Right. Other than the Super Bowl year, and I think Parcells could bring in a new look defensively. That with Drew Brees out there, kind of taking care of things that maybe they could not even miss a beat.
You mentioned that whole dynamic with the quarterback and coach. As you saw with Peyton Manning when Tony Dungy left, it's not like he missed a beat, but he just wasn't an MVP-type caliber quarterback just as he left. Now, we mentioned the whole thing about Bill Parcells. What does it mean to the Dolphins organization if he were to leave them in their front office to go coach over in New Orleans?
Well, I think that would be a pretty big blow for the Dolphins. I mean, they're just starting to try and build things all together. They've been in the running for all the big-name free agents, the Peyton Mannings and whatnot. And to lose, the figurehead, the real big figure that runs the team and has been trying to turn the team around, albeit they haven't had too much success over the last few years, it's certainly very important that he stays, and it would really be detrimental if he left. Now,
a lot of people said with the move of Peyton Manning not going to Miami that they had that all wrapped up. That was his number one choice going in. But Ireland, the guy in their front office, kind of turned him off a little bit in a way to Peyton Manning, saying, you're going to be the quarterback, but you're going to have to go through our offensive system. Do you think Bill Parcells should have had more of a role in Peyton Manning coming to Miami, or what was the issue really with Miami and Peyton Manning?
I really think their weapons really weren't there quite as much when you look at the defensive end and the offensive end combined. And I think that if Parcells wanted him to come, he should have said, "You're the man. You're the guy, and you can run it the way you are accustomed to running it." I mean, you can't argue with success, and I think it just wasn't quite as good of a fit with the Dolphins. I think maybe it could have been if Parcells had a bigger role.
Really quick, what's your prediction for both the Saints and the Dolphins this year, record-wise, playoffs?
I think the Saints are. Like I said, I think they're going to be fine. I think they could win that division, maybe 10-6. Certainly, or maybe even a little better. It's a pretty good division. The Dolphins, I still think they're going to struggle. If they are 8-8, that would be great. I still don't see them as better than the Patriots, the Jets, and them and the Bills. toss-up. I think 8-8 for both of those teams.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insight, John.
All right, you're welcome.
After